do for 6 seconds now.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then I'll just back up a little bit. Yep, they put the wheels.
See, another thing I ought to get.
How's that?
You stand down that goddamn arrow that says learn to fly here. See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
Okay, Bob, we're getting ready to go.
And Gene is going up in the plane and going to learn how to fly. Nice little plane. See, let's see if you can step on that step.
Oh yeah, that's just made the
Now I'm gonna
right up there.
get a close look of you.
Should make a little beep beep from the outside, so we'll check that. If you'd like to just lift the tab, it's on the other side here. It's right here as you lift this. Okay, so it's working.
Yeah.
And this one's a little bit different. It has this kind of arrangement. The Cessnas have like a little inlet there, so it's pneumatically actuated rather than electrically. So airflow goes through. It makes a sound to let you know that you're about to stall or you see that angle of attack coming. Okay.
Yeah, I told
check it for its overall condition here. Make sure there isn't any frayed wires or loose connections or linkages. All looks pretty good. No bird's nests in there. And then we'll check the oil.
That's really a pretty small motor. What's the horsepower?
I believe it's 160 today.
Well, that's a lot of horsepower. They really improved since the ride this way.
Yep. Long run.
I remember some of the first planes they said the 700 was the motor.
Yeah, we're good on the oil. And these things are fit underneath this right here. Sometimes we'll put them on top. Then here we'll check the condition of the propeller. There shouldn't be any big nicks or dings in it or big scratches, so we just kind of feel the leading edge on one side and on the back, and also kind of the flat surface to make sure we don't have any big chunks out of it. Looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Is that metal? Aluminum?
Yeah,
Sound like metal.
metal, aluminum alloys. And then in here we have an alternator belt, and just kind of reach in and tug on it, and it should be should have some tension on it. Shouldn't be loose. And then also, since it's springtime, we're checking in here for bird's nest, that kind of thing.
When you store it, do you put a plug in it?
They keep the propeller like on a 45-degree angle, so it makes it nice and inconvenient for the birds, which is how we want it. You can't really get in there that easy. And you'll see the silver piece right above the nose wheel. That's the only pneumatic strut. We want to make sure we have about a fist height there, and that looks good. And just checking the tire for anything, any signs of.
Is these retract?
I don't know if they use retreads or not.
I don't think. How many
Probably
retractable?
Oh, retractable? No.
Oh, they're just big on
Check this out. Prop, compartment. Yeah, it's got like a ethanol or an alcohol component, so you know it's not the Jet A that runs the jets. What number do you see on the tack there? 14?
Is this it?
How you doing, Matt?
44.95.
Okay.
Is that the? That's some hours on the motor, or what is that? Right.
Yeah. Yep. So 44.95, and the inspection is due at 45.11. So we still have about 16. What is that? 16 hours.
Yeah.
So we're okay on that. And I'm gonna give it one last look over here, then we'll be ready to go.
Okay.
And you got it down pretty good, huh, Gene?
Shoot, though, man. I
He ain't got many instruments there, have he?
they got too very many controls in here, man.
Okay, once we start up, I'll kind of go over things a little bit more quickly on the ground so we can get up and spend as much time as we can flying around.
Does pulling that back and forth change the elevator back there, or is that just for convenience?
This is gonna.
Oh, that is the elevator.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the stabilator in this case. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that different on this one.
Control source, fuel quantity, nose gear, prop, engine compartment, left wing, right wing, fuselage, left side, tail section. Okay, checked everything. Flaps are up. We'll bring the flaps up. Parking brake is set. We'll bring the parking brake on. And the seats and seatbelts are all secure. Passenger briefing. Don't expect any surprises, but if anything should happen on the takeoff roll, we'll bring it to a stop. Now we'll undo our seatbelts. Here's how you work those. Just kind of like a car seatbelt or an airplane where you lift up on the latch.
Oh, lift
and
up on the black latch? Yeah, okay.
Yep. So just lift up on the latch to undo it. And we'll all egress, I believe is the word for it, out of that door right there.
Is this just a dummy door, or is there a door over here?
No, there's no door on that side. Nope.
Oh, no door over here.
And let's see, flaps up, parking brake is set, seat belts, passenger briefing, electrical equipment is off. All the electrical equipment is off. And the circuit breakers are in. All the circuit breakers are in. Fuel selectors on the fullest tank. We'll burn off the right tank there. And the master switch alternator is on. We'll turn the master switch and the alternator on. And then we'll bring the mixture full rich to start. Carburetor heat is right here. That should be off, which it is. Throttle is a 1/4 inch open. I believe it has an accelerator pump, so we'll give it a couple of shots there. And ready to go. Fuel pump on. Fuel pump's coming on. And we'll bring the strobe light on to let people know we're getting ready to start up. Area visually and verbally clear. Clear prop. And then we'll bring the key over to the ignition and start it up. They're in the green. In about 30 seconds or so, we should see the oil pressure in the green arc right here, and it's coming up. Oil temperature's in the green, and we'll go back to the checklist. We can turn the fuel pump on, and the fuel pressure should hold, and it's holding. It's in good shape. Oil pressure still a little bit low. Fuel pump off, park the brake, we'll release the park the brake, and then we'll go ahead and go over to the headsets. We'll turn the radio master on. That's one, out of here. You're okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and you've got a knob on the side of your headset to adjust if you want to make it louder or quieter, and just kind of adjust it to your satisfaction there. Sound okay? much want it within the green arc. You definitely don't want it red line or all the way as low as kind of middle of the road in the green. Kind of cant the nose a little bit this way so it doesn't blast anything. Leave that window open for just a few more minutes so we can hear and control the thing there. Like down there. Yep. shot, by these white barns over here, you'll see a grass strip coming up off to the left side ahead of us.
You got to be really on that stick. You're finding rails to go miles with plenty. Right by those white barns.
Okay.
I'll fly to the right of it if you want to get any shot of it. Yeah, is that where you guys fly? all of Batavia over there, Bob.
Yeah, I can see that.
And the
but
red barn.
You get them air pockets. It's gonna be shaky video.
Well, it looks so much different. You don't see that big hill. Batavia Hill, don't really notice it that much. Good.
I'm gonna open that little window.
Yeah,
Got that, Bob?
we made it back. My ears are popping. Are yours?
Mine too, yeah.
Sorry if I descended a little too fast.
I tell you, this gonna be some shaky video. I should have had a.
The wind was a little shaky there.
Hey, see, the camera would go, it'd go up and down like that. We hit some air turbulence.
Yeah, we hit turbulence, all right. That makes it a little scary.
Well, let's see. Right now we
But
got.
it wasn't as hard to keep level as I thought
we
it
got
would be.
40
I thought I'd be trying to climb all the time.
We got 45 minutes and 20 seconds. You might get to use about half of that. Be a lot of editing, Gene.
But you can kind of see the nose out there and tell kind of when it's level, can't you, by how much hood you see?
Yeah, absolutely.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Well, both of you did. We got back to the ground safely. That
was a real good part of it. Wasn't it?
that's the best part of it.
Yeah, that was a really good part.
I'm gonna take that headset.
Now you get out and then I'll get out, Gene.
Oh,
Yeah. You're too old to crawl around on your knees. How you
get to get my ground leg.
How you get this seat to let up?
Alright, so
All right, we made it back safely, Gene.
Yeah, all one piece.
went out by Lorelei and Stone Lick, and now we'll push it back and tie it down.
All righty. Let's see what. You guys do the work. I'll. Yeah, they a lot of them just. Man,
A lot of them, ain't
I can't hear nothing. Can you?
Oh, I can't hear nothing. Let me get a shot of you, Bob. You can't hear nothing, can you, Bob?
No, I can't.
That's the one just like ours. Ours is over here.
All right, wave goodbye to the crowd.
So if we were over this area, what does it look like it'd be?
Yeah, it would be, well, if it was over this, it'd be past 9, which would be 9.
Yeah, it'd be right around 090.
090.
So if we centered it up, that's where we'd be.
Yeah, right in here. Yeah.
And then if you put that together with a distance. that would
Okay,
give
now
you
what about,
precise-
how come we got a lot of them across here? Because I understand if you, this one, if you was going a long ways, you could blow it off course, you could, going that way.
Yeah,
But so you would have other markers.
kind of go from one to the other.
So you reset it, right?
Yep. And you can see Wilmington's airspace is up here, and there's Caesars Creek,
Uh-huh.
and Kings Island is up right around this area.
And what they got to show you the airspace for other airports?
This is a Class D airspace. We got to talk to the control tower and get permission if
To
we want to
fly
fly in it or land there.
Uh-huh.
And at Clearmont, we're just uncontrolled airspace. My map is kind of beat up here, but we don't need to talk to anybody. If we were to go over to Lunken, then again, you can see their airspace is kind of cluttered in there, but the bluish dots.
Uh-huh.
This right here, this big one, is Greater Cincinnati. And if you're
So anywhere in this, you got to get permission to come into that?
we're actually beneath it. So as long as we keep below 6,000 feet, then we're okay.
Oh, I see.
But it keeps getting lower and lower down as you get closer in. As you get by Lunken, it goes down to 3,500. And then it goes all the way down to the surface as you get closer into the primary airport right here. So if you wanted to fly from east to west across there, then you probably have to get permission to do that before you can fly across.
That's interesting that they...
And this is all the military area right here. Brush Creek, military operating area, and Buckeye. So we got to use caution to avoid this too.
Right,
Stay away
yeah,
from the
right.
fighters.
That's interesting. I wondered how they navigated like that, but they told me it was easy.
Yeah.
With one of the maps, yeah. Yeah, that map was made especially for that. But then it would still be scary by the entrance when they've done it a long time. If it was
fix my sentence. Did you hear me?
Yep. No.